This is shaping up to be the type of day that every vlogger probably dreams of. Hello everybody, get ready for one of the most exciting day ones I've ever played in a tournament. Today I'm playing the main event of the Thunder Valley Champagne Series. It's a 600 buy-in, 200k guarantee. Here I have pocket deuces in the big blind. The big blind is 1.5k. Under the gun's gonna make it 3k. The cutoff calls, the small blind calls, I complete. We're gonna see a four-way flop with 14.5k in the pot, and I flop a deuce in the window. The small blind checks, as do I, to trap and set mine. Under the gun continues with 5.5k. The pot now has 20k in it. It's back to the cutoff. He calls. The small blind folds, and all I'm thinking about is Vegas and the fucking Mirage. I put in a check raise to 15k. UTG calls the 15k, and then the cutoff goes all in for 82k. I put the rest of my chips in, and then under the gun snap calls, and I already know before the cards are turned over.
Jesus. Nice.
We have nines?
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Whoa! What's this? Set versus set versus set.
Deuces, jacks, and nines, and the flop king, deuce, nine, jack. They all hit a set.
Dude! I had to look up the probabilities of this happening, and it turns out that the occurrence of this happening is once out of every 166,000 hands. In comparison, the probability of you being struck by lightning during your lifetime is only 1 in 15,000. Deuce. Deuce. Oh, straight. No, just kidding. Damn, that's a sick hand. That's a sick hand. Boom.
I'm just gonna bring this in right now.
Wow, that shit was insane. Set versus set versus set on the flop.
Oh my god.
Dude, that was insane. I'm not even mad about that hand. It was actually really fun. That was probably the most exciting bust out I've ever had. So, just like that, we're back in Flight B. This hand, I get a big flop. I called a 3-bet pre-flop with ace-king suited, and the flop comes queen 10, 7 with a royal draw. He c-bets 10k, I put him all in for his remaining 30k or so. He calls with ace-queen, top pair, top kicker. I need a king, a jack, or any heart, but I'm gonna call for the royal.
You have to.
Versus ace-queen. Royal. Oh shit!
Wow.
Oh shit!
You got it on video?
I did, I got it.
Oh, good for you.
Wow.
What are you gonna do?
Wow. If you thought the first two hands of this episode were crazy, wait till you see this one.
4 of diamonds.
I ran into aces. So how exactly did I get myself in this spot? Well, I opened under the gun, the button flats, the small blind goes all in, who is short stack. I ISO rejam enough to put the button all in. She snap calls with aces. You're prolonging my suffering here. Wow, what a flop. And I'm toast. Or am I? Spade! Spade! I'm going spade!
A spade.
Spade! Oh!
What just happened?
Sick. This is shaping up to be the type of day that every vlogger probably dreams of. Set over set over set, royal flush, and that pocket fours hand was sick. All right, the registration break is over, and the last couple levels, the excitement level has dropped a lot, and I'm currently at 75k, down from like 140, which is where I peaked at. So it's still 50 big blinds going into the next level. It's been a few hours now. The big blind is up to 2k. Plus one is going to open to 4k. He's been playing a lot of hands, and I think that he tends to play over aggressively and overplay some hands. So I'm going to make a borderline wide call here with king jack offsuit in the low jack. We're going to see a flop that comes out king high with 2 spades. As I expected, he puts in a c-bet. It's a fairly large c-bet of 10k. He could be doing this with all his ace king, king queen hands for value, but in general, I do think that he's over c-betting in these spots. just as the population tends to in these lower buy-in tournaments. And the problem was when you over c-bet out of position, it leads to them having to check more turns because they arrive at the turn with too wide of a range. And I think this hand is actually the perfect example of this because the turn is a deuce. That's a super dry card on this board, and now he checks. So obviously he doesn't put a deuce in my range. Now that he's checking, he's capping himself because ace king should be betting for value. King queen is probably betting for value. King 10 is betting for value. I put in a 2/3 size bet here for value and for protection because there's a lot of straights and flushes out there. He could have a combo draw. He makes the call, so now I'm thinking he probably does have one of those combo draws. The river is an irrelevant 3. We are both going to check. If he does have one of those draws, there's just no point in betting because he's not going to call me anyways. I have plenty of showdown value. And he shows ace queen offsuit, so a little bit surprised that he made that big call on the turn with pretty much ace high.
All right, I have 21 big blinds left. There are 52 players left. 28 are in the money, and 23 will bag for day 2 tomorrow.
It's getting grindy. I have just over 10 big blinds here. We are 2 away from the bubble. 30 players remain in this flight. 28 in the money. 23 bag for day 2 to join with flight A. The cutoff has a very similar stack size to me. He opens to 17K. The button, who is stacked, makes the call. And I have king 8 suited here. I make the call. Now, this flop is actually pretty good for my range in the big blind. I would consider actually donk leading here, but because we are so close to the bubble, I'm going to have to play a little bit more passively and check. Luckily, everyone checks back. And this turn card looks really good for me, but I don't want to punt it off and get snapped off by ace king or king queen, especially against 2 other players. So I check, and the cutoff bet's 20K. The button also calls. This is a tough spot because I have top pair. If I'm behind, I have outs, and there is a flush draw out there that they could be calling with. So I make the call, getting 5-1 odds, and the river is a 7. I think this is a great card actually because it's hard for them to continue betting unless they're bluffing. It checks around, and my king is good. Send it.
We're on the stone bubble right now. Finally, we are in the money. That was a very long bubble for a 100 event. Anyways, we're still playing down to 10% of the field to get a bag, so we still have to play and bust 5 more players. But 2 players at the table behind me literally have less than 1 big blind, so hopefully it goes pretty quick because it's after 2 a.m. right now, and I'm tired. Also, it was a good bubble because I went from like 70K to like I have like 200K now or something. I also just realized that this is my first live tournament cash of 2023. Let's go. All right, Hollywood wants to say hi.
Hi guys, all right? I've been promoting this guy forever. Please, followers, go YouTube and sign up.
Thank you, thank you. There it is, 12 big blinds. First place is 57,000. So by the time I get home, it's gonna be about 4 a.m. And then I have to come back here for the restart at noon. So, but yeah, whatever. It's day 2. I got like 4 hours of sleep. I wish they thought out this schedule a little bit better. I need some coffee. The struggle is real, but we still gotta stay on the grind. That's why I made Stay on the Grind coffee. You can get some with the link below. Thank you. I started the day with 12 big blinds and quickly dropped to 10 big blinds when the level went up. So it's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving here. I'm all in. Good luck. Thank you. Here I am again with king queen off shoving, 10 big blinds. Again, I get no calls, but I'm surviving. All of it. Thanks. I'm paying the blinds, I'm winning them back. This basically continues, I think, for 5 all-ins in a row to start the first 2 levels. The blinds are up to 1600. I only have 6 big blinds. I'm going all in with ace queen off, and I'm going to tune out because the commentary is kind of funny on this one. It's less than that. It's
70,
75, 85, 93.
93, sorry.
I appreciate it though. Appreciate the added bonus. Now I'm trying to sell it as a discount to them.
93, 95, so close.
Enough to scare everybody away.
My honesty scared them away. I still have 6.5 big blinds here in the small blind. I have ace 10, but +1 goes all in for 103k, and then +2, who has like 800k behind, calls. I just don't think that my ace 10 here is good enough. I think a lot of players see the ace when they have 6 big blinds and think automatic all in. I'm getting better than 2-1 to make the call. The charts here would actually say that at 7 big blinds, you are supposed to fold. At 6 big blinds, you call. But against the population, I think I'm dominated too much because they're opening too tight. And I was against ace king.
I really worry about that.
So far, I haven't gotten any action on my all-ins, but I do need to double up. So here we go with king jack from the hijack with less than 10 big blinds again. And for the first time, somebody finally calls me. He has ace 10 on the button. He has me covered. I am at risk. But I flop a king, and I improve the trips on the river for the full double to above 10 big blinds. Let's go. All right, we're on the first break. Made a couple pay jumps. There's 35 players left. I have about 150k. The big blind's going to 20k. So most of the day, I've been under 10 bigs. I think I went all in 5 times without getting any calls, and then on the 6th attempt finally got some action and doubled up. Other than that, been pretty grindy. After the break, I finally get dealt a big hand. Pocket queens in the big blind. I have 11 big blinds. The small blind rips. I snap call. He has king jack, and I hold. I actually make a full house on the turn. Oh, that's good. I'm good. Now check this out. On the very next hand, last hand I had 2 black queens. This hand I peel 2 red queens. I'm in the small blind. I have 20 big blinds now. The cutoff raises or opens to 40k. I'm going to put in a 3-bet to 140k. He goes in the tank for a while and then finally folds. I got red ones this time. Yeah. Red ones this time. Last time was black. We're starting to get pretty deep in this tournament now. There are 21 players remaining. I've got $2,700 locked up. $57,000 is for first place. And I have ace queen. The +1 player is going to put in a raise to 115k, which is almost 4x at 30k big blind. He has been playing what seems like more hands than he should be, and his standard opening was about 3.5 to 4x, which is unusual, probably inexperienced. It comes back to me. I have about 18 big blinds with ace queen suited. I want to put max pressure on an opponent who I think has been opening a little bit too wide and folding. And also, if he calls, then I have a pretty good hand. Now he goes into a very, very, very long tank, and I'm starting to feel pretty good about my hand now. He finally makes the call with pocket 6s, and I have to admit I was pretty shocked. He is absolutely crushed by all better pocket pairs. So at the very, very best, he's flipping. He's flipping for more than half of his stack, and he already has a very healthy stack capable of going very deep in this tournament. So there's just no reason to really gamble here. Plus, with our stack depth, I'm not playing pocket 5s or worse. I'm folding those hands. So I'm only raising with overs or better pocket pair.
I'm just going to balance.
No justice. That was really disgusting. He took forever to call with sixes just to flip. 21st place. It's about a little over $2,700. To win that pot though, I'm over $1 million. Sick.